Hello, amazing folks. Welcome to the second episode of the podcast series Trivia Talks. In this episode, we have one of the veterans from the field of sales and marketing who is having more than 35 years of experience in this field. He is currently following his passion as a life coach and as an author. He conducts various training programs and seminars for the future leaders of different institutes all across the country. He is also a TEDx speaker who delivered his TEDx talk at IIM Raipur. Sir is also a great fan of cricket, wherein recently he launched a show called Cricket Chai Chit Chat, where every week they invite some amazing guests from the field of cricket and discuss some really great and inspiring stuff. This person is none other than Mr. Achal Rangaswamy Sir, famously known as the coach. Today he will be discussing how to handle the pandemic and its fallout with the help of a mantra called RIP, which is created by him. So without any further ado, let's begin the discussion and know some amazing stuff from this amazing veteran from the field of sales and marketing. Let's go. Hello, sir. Welcome to Trivia Talks, and I feel so blessed to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking out time for this podcast, sir. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Tarun.
much.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So, sir, as we discussed earlier, that we will be talking about the topic how to handle the pandemic and its fallout in your way, right? So, before we jump into the topic, I just wanted to ask one personal question, sir. How are you handling this lockdown period, and how are you spending this quarantine time?
Well, Tarun, as you are aware, I am in a place called Auroville in southern India. Auroville is on the outskirts of Pondicherry. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
am in a green zone. Auroville is in a green zone, though Pondicherry is in a bit of a bother because the number of cases has gone up drastically in the last couple of weeks, in fact, almost a
Mm-hmm.
month. But, well, one needs to be careful. One needs to ensure that you're following all the norms of social distancing, or as I would like to call it, physical distancing.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure that you maintain a high level of hygiene, stay immune, ensure your diet is good, you're working out, and
Mm-hmm.
you are physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually equipped to handle the pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
also the fallout of it in terms of the lockdown or the semi lockdown or the unlocking and whatever you want to call it. So
Right.
I have tried to be as pragmatic as possible
Mm-hmm.
and ensure that the family also follows the same norms.
Okay, that's great, sir. So, sir, when we were discussing about the topic, you mentioned this term, and very specifically, you asked that we have to follow this to handle the pandemic. And three letters are RIP. So,
Yes.
let's start the discussion with sir RIP, and let's disclose that what exactly it is.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Normally, when you hear RIP from anybody, one tends to feel a little down, one tends to feel a little upset, and one generally thinks of the worst. Believe me, the last couple of months, I've been greeting everybody that I talk to, everybody that I interact with online, in training programs, in talks at business schools, talks to youngsters. I've always been saying RIP. And believe me, I have no intentions of making them feel low or
Mhm.
demotivated or even
Mhm.
desperate. But even before I spell out what is RIP, I want
Mhm.
to actually think about a situation that happens now and then in the coastal town where I am based out of. I was also born in a coastal town. It was called Madras once upon a time. Now it is Chennai. So I'm quite
Okay.
familiar with this scenario. That whenever there is a storm likely to happen in the sea, when a cyclone is likely to hit the coastal town, danger signals are hoisted by the coast guards, and
Mhm.
fishermen are prevented from going out fishing. Now, fishermen know only three or four things. They know their boats, they know the sea,
Mhm.
they know the water, they know the fish, and they know their fishing nets. Now, barring the fish and nets, everything else is out of bounds to them. The boat, the water, the sea, the fish. So what is
Right.
it that they are left with? They are left with the fishing nets. And so the only sane and prudent thing to do is to repair the fishing nets. And that's what they do. I hope people listening to us can understand what I'm trying to say. If you are
Hmm.
busy repairing your fishing net, when the storm passes, you will be in a better position to catch bigger fish, better fish, and use your net even more effectively, even more productively. So during bad times, one sits back, goes back to base camp, goes back to the nets, and practices hard. So this is what I mean by fixing your nets. I hope you're able to appreciate this point even before I talk about RIP.
Right, sir. Like it's very nicely said that we should focus on the fixing the net first, and after that we should think about the future. You can say very true.
Absolutely. It's like going
Yeah.
out to bat with a well oiled bat. It's
Hmm.
like going out to bat with your pads on, your helmet on, so that you can
Right.
face any kind of bowling. Now, let me throw light on RIP. R, I, and P are three letters that I have put together in an acronym. R
Hmm.
stands for reflection. Now, that's what all of us need to do. Yes, we have a pandemic on our hands. Yes, we've had bouts of lockdown and then bouts of unlocking gradually in a phased manner. Now, we need to understand reflection is nothing but understanding, coming to grips with what is happening, being realistic about it. We have an issue, we can't avoid it, we can't have the approach of an ostrich. But what is it that we can do? Can we think about the situation as it exists? What does it entail? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the positives that we can take out of this current scenario? And what is it that we need to be careful about? What is it that we need to watch out for, to look out for? Now, a lot of people have been telling me that one of the best things that happened to them was
Hmm.
that they could sit at home, think coolly about certain things instead of rushing around town as they have been doing all their lives. People have been in a flurry. And I believe that in the last 3 or 4 years in particular, the corporate world, people who work, people who are in business, have been literally on the treadmill of life, running away as if there is no tomorrow. Reflection gives you the necessary time, the length, the breadth, the latitude to sit
Hmm.
and coolly think about what is actually happening and what can we do about it.
Very
Close
true,
on
sir.
the heels of R is
Hmm.
I, and I stands for
Hmm.
introspection. Okay, you've done your
Okay.
bit of reflecting, you've tried
Hmm.
to understand the problem, come to
Hmm.
grips with it. What is it that you can do now for yourself? What is it that you can do yourself? How does the situation apply to me? What are
Hmm.
my strengths? What are my areas of concern? What is it that I can take advantage of? What is it that I need to watch out for? Can I apply some of the lessons that I've learned in the last 2 days? Can I improve my health? Can I read up? Can I catch up with friends? Can I spend time with my parents? Can I spend time listening to useful stuff, reading useful stuff, watching certain things that will probably give me positivity, creativity,
Hmm.
and a lot of productivity as a result? So, applying the lessons learned while reflecting to myself would mean introspection. And then I
Okay.
come to P. P
Hmm.
stands for preparation. Preparation is exactly like our national animal, our favorite animal, I'm sure, the tiger. Now
Tiger.
look at the
Yes.
tiger. The tiger needs
Hmm.
to kill something to eat, but it doesn't attack its prey in an unplanned manner. The tiger lies in preparation for a long time, half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, waiting for the kill. The tiger
Right.
goes straight for the throat of the animal it wants to kill. It doesn't jump on the tail. It doesn't have a unorganized or a very unstructured way of going for the kill. It plans, it prepares, it waits for the right
Hmm.
time and goes for the kill, goes for the jugular, as the
Hmm.
English phrase says. So when the good times come, are you ready? Have you done your homework during the tough times? Tough
Right.
times don't last. Tough people do. This is a very famous book by Robert
Hmm.
Schuller. And that's
Mhm.
exactly, your tough times are not going to last, but have you been preparing yourself for all times, for all weather, for all seasons? Are you equipped to handle any kind of situation that may happen now? So RIP put together
Mhm.
is actually a very positive thought, and I don't want to miss the opportunity of even wishing you at this point of time RIP.
Wow, that's fantastic, sir. And talking about the first and very important point, which is reflection, we as a human being have, took nature for granted also, right? We
Yes,
totally forget that there is coexistence of other living beings also.
yes,
So just because of this particular lockdown and this pandemic, all the other living beings got their space to live, and we have to realize that we have to respect them also, and we have to give them space which they require from us. So it was very
absolutely.
well said from both the perspective that reflection is very important. And after that, after reflecting into your lives, you should introspect about it, and you should get prepared for the future rather than regretting the time that why lockdown, why this pandemic and all. So
Right.
it was a great lesson to talk about. But sir, if I talk about those who are still in the, in a very bad phase, because they were about to get graduated, right? Many bachelors,
Yes,
many B school students were about to get graduate, but
yes.
due to this pandemic, somehow they were forced to, sit back at home and worry about their future. So how should we start this reflection process if we are in that situation? We are the outgoing batch.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They say that, necessity is the mother of invention, and you
Hmm.
always begin to look for solutions only when you're surrounded by problems. Unlike the ant, now again, you were talking about nature, and there is so much to learn from nature. I
Hmm.
can't think of being in a better position than I am right now. I'm in Oroville, which is all about eco friendliness, environment friendliness, greenery. I get a chance
Wow.
to watch all kinds of birds, animals,
Hmm.
insects, and things like that. So my
Hmm.
house is surrounded by a lot of trees, and we have ants. We have various insects. Now I have been watching the ants very carefully. Don't
Hmm.
forget, winter is not too far away. Come to think of it.
Right.
Monsoons have already begun. Monsoons will be followed by winter.
Hmm.
Now, when you look at the ant is busy all summer and all monsoon preparing for winter. It doesn't say, oh my God, winter has engulfed me. Unfortunately, human beings wait until the last moment for problems to hit. All right, this was a pandemic we couldn't have anticipated. Though, let's be honest, we were aware that it had gripped some of the other countries around us. So maybe we didn't really plan well in advance. But when you talk about, people who are about to get jobs or have probably got offer letters but have been asked to wait, have been asked to hang on for a while and things like
Hmm.
that, I have a very simple thing to say. It's easier said than done, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. See,
Hmm.
life is a long distance race. You are talking to me. I am 60 plus. I have
Okay.
40 odd years of experience. And
Hmm.
sometimes I feel my life has only just begun and I'm learning
Hmm.
a lot of things. Now, if life is a long distance race, you are going to be at work or as an entrepreneur or as a businessman or as an industrialist for a good 35 to 40 years, maybe more. If that is so, then the first couple of years don't really matter so much because you're going to catch up sooner or later. Again, like I said,
Hmm.
this negative situation isn't going to last all your life. You're going to come out of it. And how well you come out of it is also the test of your resilience, the test of your creativity, and the test of how you apply whatever knowledge you gained in life. Look at it from a different perspective. I have played a lot of cricket. In
Okay.
fact, I have a cricket show in a little while. I'm going to talk about
Hmm.
some great cricketers. Now, one of the lessons I have learned from the field is that if you face some terribly fast bowlers,
Hmm.
very accurate, very, very lethally fast in your first few overs, and you survived, you kept your wicket intact, what happens after that? Everything else appears like a cakewalk, doesn't it? And you're well set. You can see the ball as big as a football, you got your eyes in.
Right.
Similarly, why not look at this as they call a very well known English phrase that says
Hmm.
baptism by fire? In fact, if you look at it this way, Some of us who began our careers 40 years back, 35 years back, 20 years back, did
Mhm.
probably not have such a tough start as these guys are going to have. You guys are going to. If you've gone through this baptism by fire, you're going to
Mhm.
emerge stronger, wiser, tougher, more resilient, and with far more immunity than you can think of. You can always relate
Okay.
with the kind of things you've gone through so early in life. And you have nothing
Mhm.
to lose, everything to gain, because you're only at the beginning of a career. At the most, what is likely to happen? 1 or 2 years this way or that, with
Mhm.
some wind blowing, you know, against you. But once you've learned to handle it, you will
Right.
be in top form. Believe me, it is those kind of situations, reversals. I can relate it
Mhm.
to bouts of recession that I have faced in my own career. And on both occasions, I was the head of sales and marketing in a particular company. Believe
Okay.
me, we got tested. We went through a washing machine. We were twisted,
Mhm.
turned, and pulled around in various directions. But we came out cleaner. We came out smelling better. And we came out ready for another round of use. So keep your head down, keep your eyes on the ball, stay focused, don't lose
Mhm.
heart. Prepare yourself for the oncoming season and stay in top form. And not the least important, use this time to not only sharpen your minds, not only fix your nets, but also keep yourself physically strong because a healthy mind ultimately resides in a healthy body.
Very true, sir.
So I
Very true.
hope this particular tip of mine will be
Yeah.
taken in the right spirit by youngsters.
For sure, sir. This is the best advice which I can think is very important for us to, look into it. And so, like you were talking about your sales career and you were talking about your experience in the sales and marketing, and you have around 30 to 35 years of sales and marketing experience. So,
Yes.
based on that experience, I just wanted to ask that what do you think about the future of sales and marketing? Like how it will be changed after this pandemic, and what's the scenario pre-pandemic, you can say, before the pandemic.
Right. Now, if you look at it very dispassionately, what
Hmm.
was happening in the pre COVID period was most people were pushing and pushing and pushing and somehow desperately trying to get the desired results in terms of numbers, in terms of goals and achievement of those goals, top line goals, bottom line goals, productivity goals of the sales staff, of the distribution network, the channel partners, territories, SKUs, products, brands, and extensions, and all that. Now, if you ask me, the last few years have actually been desperate. And we were on the pros of a recessionary trend, and we were
Hmm.
talking about it when COVID 19 also happened. So, the need to restart, the need to focus differently on sales and look at sales as a completely different activity. Of course, the most essential activity in an organization, because if you can't sell, you're not going to convert stock into money. If you can't sell, you cannot convert a completely filled up warehouse into a buoyant and dynamic place where material is moving. And if you
Hmm.
can't sell anything for nuts, then it means you only created a lovely edifice to not be able to service it. So when we look at the needs of the future, while people have been talking about energy and enthusiasm that the sales and marketing function must display, if you ask me, I want to add one E with a lot of focus and emphasis, and that E is empathy. Empathy
Okay.
because the customer is going to require a lot of empathy. Your colleagues are going to require a lot of empathy. Leaders must realize that they need to empathize with their staff, with their team members, with their players, because each one of us is fighting his own battle after this pandemic has affected us. People are working under constrained environments. Not everybody has all the facilities in the world to be able to tide over it quickly or to even get over some of the feelings of, feeling low and things like that. A certain amount of empathy will go a long way in telling people that they are required, they are part of the system, their role is going to be appreciated a lot. They're going to be given a pat on the back every now and then. And
Hmm.
patience and empathy are going to be the most important qualities in the market. And honestly, if you ask me, another thing that is likely to happen is that
Mhm.
people will post more realistic figures. People will call a sale and not just pushing material from one go down to the other. You will find out ways and measures to tap the real customer, and you will get a great delight out of satisfying people. But believe me, even while in the middle of I was talking to a magazine dedicated
Mhm.
to sales and marketing and advertising, and I was sharing what I heard from one of the greatest sales coaches, Mark Hunter, who said, "This is the best time to be a sales person because products are in demand. The customer desperately wants a lot of, and so a small little salute to all the
Mhm.
sales people who worked through the pandemic, ensuring that essential commodities and a lot of other useful things have been provided in time at the right place. So we are going to focus on empathy. We're going to focus on creative and innovative ways of identifying people in the marketplace. Newer
Right.
applications for product will be discovered. Sure,
Mhm.
digital media, social media, online sales, all that is going to get a fillip. But believe me, some people would still like to go to a cafe. Some people would still like to smell the coffee. And I don't think ceramic tiles can be bought or sold online because these are all touch and feel products. And I'm quite
Right.
looking forward to going out and trying out a shirt for the right fit because not everybody's collar size is going to match the sleeve size or the chest size. You get my point?
Very true.
So we will
Yes.
have to be a little more innovative, we'll have to be a little
Yeah.
more creative, and we'll have to
Yeah.
be a lot more patient.
Okay. So, sir, do you think like digital media, like we all know digital media is booming a lot, but do you think everything will get digitalized and we have to, sit back at home and we have to manage everything, just like what IT companies are doing right now? They are extending the, you can say, work from home period because they are very comfortable. The expenses of the offices are getting low, and like employees are working very fine from their home. So digitalization is coming soon, or it's already have came according to you?
Even while it has definitely advanced in the last
Okay.
couple of years, and more so in the last half a dozen months, let
Hmm.
me assure you that working in an organization comes with
Yeah.
its own perks apart from your salaries and allowances. Some of the
Hmm.
perks are, like I said, getting together at the coffee machine for a quick little gossip or a little gupshup about yesterday's cricket match scores, right? Or catching up about the latest movie that you saw. So
Hmm.
there will be, over a period of time, catching up to do. But I look at it from as a marketer. Let me tell you one. In India, every festival is celebrated with a lot of gusto. Couple of days from today, we have Raksha Bandhan, and I think this is the first time that e-Rakhis and even
Hmm.
gifts and things like that have been mailed across, things like that.
Right.
Otherwise, there's no greater fun than getting together as a big family and
Hmm.
having a couple of sweets together. Now,
Yeah.
when I look at it from the perspective of a marketer, I always
Hmm.
say, look at this festival of Deepavali, not too far away, if we come to think of it chronologically. The fun
Hmm.
of Deepavali is not in bursting the crackers on that day or wearing new clothes. The fun
Hmm.
begins a month and a half in advance when you begin shopping. Don't you agree? You go around
Right.
trying
Yeah.
out clothes, trying out,
Hmm.
people buy different parts of the country. They buy utensils, they get their homes painted again, they clean up the place, they do a lot of, clearing up of the mess and things like that. Now, I don't think Indians would like to be robbed of that wonderful social experience, which is called, as they say
Hmm.
in Hindi or Gujarati, bhav
Hmm.
tol karna dukan mein jaakar. You know, the fun is
Right.
not in shopping. The fun is in climbing and getting down from four shops, trying to get the best possible prices for what you have liked, bargaining for
Hmm.
the firecrackers, bargaining for the kites. The kite flying festival is also what, another 6 or 7 months away. That's all. So when
Yeah.
you look at it from that perspective, I'm sure the enthusiasm in our country, the
Hmm.
general feeling of the celebration will be so strong that we'll all be able to lick this problem as a nation. Positive thinking
Yeah.
also leads to that. So there will, as marketers, we all will have to have a balance of the way we sell, the way we market, the way we distribute. And
Yeah.
let's face it, The human contact cannot be completely wiped away. The look of delight on my customer's face when I make him buy a product is precious. For everything else, there is MasterCard.
Right. Very well
So
said, sir.
we
Yeah.
will see a balance. Yeah,
Yeah.
tilted a little oddly in favor of the digital media now. But again, just
Mhm.
because you're in digital media doesn't mean everybody is going to buy from you. You will have to clear
Yeah.
the clutter. You will have to sound far different than the other people, and you will have
Mhm.
to tell my famous insurance salesman story joke, which maybe some
Mhm.
other time I will share in a different forum, because that is one
Okay.
story that I always talk about, but I never
Yeah.
share. You know why? It's building the suspense and the curiosity. Marketers will have to do that.
Okay. So yeah, we can have that story if you want right now also. Like.
Well, very simple.
Yeah.
I was leaving for a TEDx talk a couple of years ago. I was staying in Ahmedabad. I was
Okay.
leaving for a TEDx talk. I had my bags packed up. Everything was fine. I just asked
Mhm.
my wife for a cup of tea, and over tea, she asked me, she forgot it. Where are you going? I said, I'm going to IIM Raipur. She said, what are you
Yeah.
going there for? I said, it's a TEDx talk. What are you going to talk on? I said, what else can I talk on? Sales. She said, wonderful. Do me a favor. Don't repeat that insurance salesman story. I said, why?
Okay.
She said, you have killed it already many, many times, and you've told it to so many people that it will sound
Mhm.
repetitive. I promised her that I wouldn't repeat the story, but honestly, all the way to that place, I was thinking, I wish I could narrate the story. But the story is so inspirational, so
Mhm.
motivational, and so powerful that if you know the story, you can sell anything to anybody at any price, at any time of the day or night, in any quantity. But unfortunately, I promised my wife, and when you made your wife a promise, you can't walk
Mhm.
out. And it happened. I reached the venue there. I got onto the stage. I was in a bit of a nervous flurry because I didn't know what other story to tell. And I ended
Mhm.
up introducing myself and I said, ladies and gentlemen, there
Mhm.
was an insurance salesman. And suddenly, can you believe it, Tarun? My wife's
Yeah.
face flashed on the screen and I had to shut myself up. And I said, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you this story. It's a powerful story. It's a motivational story. It is wonderful. But
Yeah.
I can't tell you the story, so please forgive me. I said that and kept my mouth shut for 30 seconds. Can you believe
Okay.
what happened? What
The
would the
crowd must
audience
be
have said?
crowd must be surprised. Like we want to know this story. The suspense got
Absolutely.
created.
Would
Yeah.
you like to know? Would you like to know, Tarun, what they actually told me? What they
What's
actually asked for? How keen are you to know this story, Tarun?
very much, sir. So I missed this
Wonderful.
story in the one last seminar of yours. You created the suspense and you never disclosed the story to us. So
Yes.
I
Today I'm going to tell you a little more about the story today, so that our
sure, sir.
listeners can also get the benefit of it. Very
Yeah.
simple. If you want to know what actually happened at that auditorium at IIM
Hmm.
Raipur and what
Hmm.
happened to the insurance salesman, just get into a YouTube channel called Achal Rangaswamy, the coach.
Okay.
And as soon as you get into that channel, and of course, if you have subscribed to it,
Hmm.
you can click on the first video that is there, which is called Achal Rangaswamy TEDx Talk. Click on it.
Okay. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the insurance salesman story is there. How did you like
Okay.
this, Tarun? What did I do? Did I not sell you my channel? Did
Right,
I
sir.
not
Right.
sell you my YouTube clip? Did I
Yeah.
arouse curiosity? Did I create a certain amount of suspense? Can marketing of the future be this way? That instead of you're desperately trying to tell the customer what you're doing, he
Yeah.
asks and says, please tell me. And
Very
that's
true.
exactly what I would like all youngsters to do, to learn to sell themselves, to learn to market themselves. Because even
Mhm.
in the toughest of scenarios, if you can sell yourself like this, you can sell anything under the sun, including the sun.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. That's just an amazing advice you can say. I remember now that I missed that story and you created the suspense and you left. You were like, I will tell that story some other day.
That's
And
exactly what I've been doing.
yeah. Amazing, sir. Amazing. So, sir, talking about the entire stuff which you have explained in this podcast, like each and everything is very important for all of us and all of the listeners who are listening to this. So, just one last recommendation of any
Yes.
book, video which you would like to give to the students who are, who would like to be more productive in this pandemic or lockdown.
Right, wonderful. You see,
Yeah.
since here is an old man talking to a lot of young people, let me talk about a book that I reread for another time, another
Okay.
during this
Yes, sir.
particular period. Now, what
Mhm.
actually happened was I reread my favorite book, Tuesdays with Maury, written by
Okay.
Mitch Albom.
Hmm.
And I don't want to tell much, I don't want to leak out much about the story. I would like youngsters to read it because there are 13 stories. An old coach is telling his student about recalling their old days when the student was actually studying under him at the university. The coach narrates 13 stories because he only has about 13, 14 weeks left before he passes away due to an illness. He's terminally
Okay.
ill. He shares
Mhm.
those stories, and in each story, there is a wonderful insight on how to lead life in spite of difficulties, in spite of odds. I think all youngsters would benefit tremendously by reading Tuesdays with Maury. So maybe you can call it Sunday with Ranga,
Mhm.
this particular advice.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is a recommendation.
So thank you so much for all the advices and solutions of those problems which we were thinking about from such a long time. And I'm very sure that this podcast will help all of those people who would like to, become more productive and want to like prepare for the future.
My
So thank you
pleasure.
so much for joining, sir. And thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Tarun. Thanks very much. God bless you all. Thank you.
Well, that's all from today's episode. I hope you have liked it. In case if you have any suggestion or feedback, you can reach out to me at various social media handle. I'm adding the link in the description. We will be coming with such amazing and inspiring podcasts every week, so stay tuned and stay safe.